Patrick and I had been dating for 5 years. On our 5th anniversary, which was also my birthday, he finally agreed to go abroad with me. However, he didn't show up near the time of our departure. I called him, and he told me his father's old ailment had flared up, and that he couldn't go with me, leaving me, someone who had never passed an English exam, alone. That evening, I saw a photo posted by his childhood friend Samuel, showing Patrick busy in the kitchen. True love is when he will do anything for me. I knew my friends were waiting for my response. I directly replied below the post, "Why don't you two get married?" Patrick knew my foreign language skills were always poor. Initially, when he stood me up, I didn't mind or argue with him, as his father's old ailment often flared up, and I even reminded him to take good care of his father. But it wasn't until Samuel posted on Twitter that I realized it was all an excuse. I immediately called him to question him. As expected, his response was the same as always. "Have you had enough? We are just childhood friends who grew up together. There's nothing special between us. How could you think we are involved inappropriately?" He angrily hung up the phone. I called back, but as expected, he didn't answer, and he had blocked my number. I spent a week alone in a foreign country, but luckily, the people there were very friendly. On the 6th day, Patrick sent me a message. "Are you coming back tomorrow? I'll pick you up at the airport." Looking at this conciliatory message, I wasn't as excited as I used to be. In our 5 years of dating, I had always been the one to take the initiative. Every time we argued, no matter who was at fault, I always sought reconciliation. Over time, it seemed he had gotten used to it, but he didn't know that this week's experience had made me rethink whether our relationship was worth continuing. I thought about it and replied, "Whatever, if you're not available, don't force it." Then I went for a beauty treatment and packed my things without paying attention to my phone. Before bed, the phone rang. It was Patrick. I answered, "What's up? Why didn't you reply to my message?" I was taken aback. Patrick had never actively contacted me before, so I didn't pay attention today either. I found an excuse. "I was busy. Is there anything you need?" I asked. "Nothing. See you tomorrow." "Okay," I replied perfunctorily. I knew he wouldn't come. The next day at the airport, as expected, Patrick was nowhere to be seen. To give him one last chance, I waited at the airport. But even as it got dark, he didn't show up. A taxi driver rolled down his window. "Young lady, you've been waiting all afternoon. Are you still waiting for someone to pick you up? Don't wait. Soon there won't be any cars." "Where to? I'll take you." Seeing the driver's sincere face, I got in the car, gave him the address, and he kindly kept his car lights on until I entered the building. At home, I checked my phone. There were no messages from Patrick, and his score in my heart dropped further. I was tired and I dropped my suitcase and went to the bathroom. After cleaning up, my supervisor Helen called. "There's an opportunity to go abroad for a year. Your salary will double when you return." Actually, there had been such opportunities before, but first, my foreign language was poor, and second, I couldn't bear to leave Patrick. Patrick and I started getting along well in college in our sophomore year. Now it had been 2 years since graduation, and my life revolved around him. Over the years, I had centered my life around Patrick, forgetting the ambitious promises I made when I graduated. Sadly, sometimes when I worked late and asked Patrick to pick me up, he would say, "That were you a child?" But it was different for Samuel. As long as Samuel called, Patrick would go out in the middle of the night, saying Samuel was afraid of the dark, but he didn't know that I was also afraid of the dark, and a year younger than Samuel. Thinking about this made me uncomfortable, and I immediately agreed. "Okay, I'll go this time." Helen, excited, cheered and said, "That's right, women must live up to themselves. When you're strong, you lack nothing." "But Helen, you know my foreign language skills." I chuckled awkwardly. "That's simple. There's a month left. Enroll in a training class to improve, and I'm going too. What are you worried about?" I acted quickly, signed up, and started practicing. But looking at those English words, I soon felt sleepy and fell asleep. In the middle of the night, I heard the door open. I rubbed my eyes and saw Patrick. "Oh, you're back?" Patrick looked at me strangely, and I wondered what I had done wrong this time. "What's wrong?" I finally asked, unable to stand his weird look. "Valerie, what happened to your phone? I sent so many messages, and you didn't respond." I glanced at my phone. There were indeed a few messages, but it was late by then. "Oh, I fell asleep," I said simply. "Well, I didn't mean to not pick you up. Samuel suddenly felt unwell, and I had to. It's fine. I'm not a child. I can find my way home." "Valerie, please don't be like this. I know you're upset." "No, I'm not. I'm quite happy, not angry at all. Maybe I was too tired from the flight and fell asleep," I said as I got up and went to the bedroom. "Valerie, say what's on your mind. Don't be like this." "I don't buy it." Patrick frowned, clearly unhappy. "Huh? Oh, you're overthinking. I'm really just tired." I opened the blanket. "I need to rest. What about you? Are you going to sleep?" "Valerie," Patrick stammered, then slammed the door and left. I was speechless, and soon I understood why he was angry. He thought he was giving me face, and I wasn't appreciating it, which made him feel he was losing face. But his face meant nothing to me now. The next day, I yawned as I went downstairs and saw Patrick at home with a cake on the table. "Is it your birthday?" I asked. Patrick's face darkened. "No, Valerie, it's for you. A belated celebration for your birthday and our 5th anniversary." "Oh, so you remember it was our anniversary?" "Valerie, I'm sorry about that day. Samuel's depression acted up, and she wasn't cooperating with the treatment. Her parents had no choice but to call me. Regarding cooking in the kitchen, it's because she said she wanted my homemade chicken soup. Yesterday was because the cake looks nice and tastes good. Thank you," I said. Patrick was momentarily speechless. I lit the candles and made a wish, hoping this trip abroad would go smoothly. "Thank you, sincerely," I said again. "Patrick, Valerie, are you listening to me? I heard you, and it's fine. You two are childhood friends. It's normal. I was immature before. It won't happen again," I said. "There is no chance," Patrick said. There was a flicker of panic in Patrick's eyes. "Won't you have a piece? This cake is really good. Their bakery has improved," I said, cutting a piece for him. "Valerie, are you really not angry? Not upset? Look at you. I said I'm not angry. Everyone has close friends, right?" I smiled. Patrick looked at me strangely. "Well, Valerie, we have a class reunion tonight, and they asked us to bring our partners. I was speechless. I stuffed a mouthful of cake into my mouth and slowly swallowed it. I remembered how I used to eagerly ask to attend his gatherings, but he never took me, always finding excuses to go with Samuel. I'll pick you up tonight. That's not convenient. I have something tonight, I said. Is there something wrong with the company? I nodded. I wasn't going to tell him I had enrolled in a TOEFL class to avoid any more drama. It's fine and we can make it in time. No, I have a few projects and need to get data ready by tomorrow. I don't know how late I'll be working. Don't let me delay your reunion. And besides, I don't really like your circle, I said. Patrick couldn't believe I said that. I used to cling to him, eager to announce to the world that I was his girlfriend. But they're all bringing their girlfriends. If I don't finish, I won't get my bonus this month, I said, wiping my mouth with a napkin and getting up to change clothes. After a while, he said, in that case, I'll take Samuel. Don't. I was already upstairs. The sound of the door closing echoed. I was unmoved. My plan to go abroad was already set. When my best friend Tina found out, she took a day off work and traveled by train to see me. We went out for hot pot, and my phone rang. It was Samuel. We had a group chat, and Samuel posted pictures of her and Patrick at the reunion, even posting on Twitter with the caption, "Tonight is a class reunion for childhood friends, and we could only bring our girlfriends." I silently liked her post. Patrick also liked it. I sneered. Patrick never liked or commented on my posts. In the past, I would confronted him, demanding an explanation, or rush to the venue to declare that I was his girlfriend. But now, I found it pointless. I left the group chat and set Samuel's updates to invisible. What's up? Can't let go? Tina asked. Can't let go of what? He's just a man, and a scumbag at that, I said, silencing my phone, and we happily enjoyed our hot pot. That night, I didn't go home. Tina and I stayed up chatting until dawn. When I woke up, I turned off the silent mode on my phone. It immediately rang. It was Patrick, sounding angry. Why didn't you reply to my messages or answer my calls? I looked at my phone and saw many missed calls and messages. Oh, Tina is here. I was with her. What's up? Well, I came home early last night. Okay, I replied. Anything else? I asked. No, just come home early. I was speechless. These days my company was busy, and I am busy too. Busy with going abroad, busy with TOEFL classes. I almost forgot about Patrick. Patrick called. Valerie, are you off work? It's been a while since we had dinner together. I calculated the time. It was time to have a talk. Yes, I'm not too busy today. I'll come home. Great. Don't leave after work. I'll pick you up. I was about to say something when Helen called me to her office to discuss my trip and some important points. By the time I finished, I took out my phone and found that Patrick had called me dozens of times. One WhatsApp message after another popped up. Dear, pick up the phone. When did you move? Why didn't I know? Are you still angry about what happened that day?